Good evening, and welcome to the October 22nd, 2024 regular session meeting of City Council. If you are here tonight and would like to address council, please register with staff in the lobby. Please indicate item I for matters that are germane to City Council. We have a 3-minute light system. After stating your name and address, you will see a green light. After 2 minutes, you will see a yellow light. After 3 minutes, you will see a red light. At that time, please take your seat. The City Code identifies the procedure for participation regarding items on tonight's council agenda and provides the opportunity for citizens to address City Council on matters that are germane to council. Matters that are germane to council means that matters that the City Council by law is empowered to act upon. Copies of this ordinance can be found at the desk in the lobby. At this time, please silence your phones. Prior to beginning the business portion of the meeting, Apostle Dr. Christopher Spells with Harvest Church will provide invocation to the council. Afterwards, Councilman Harris will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. It is the practice of council members to stand for the invocation and pledge. Those who also wish to stand are welcome, but under no obligation to do so. Thank you.
Let us pray. Father, we are so grateful and thankful for this opportunity to come together and just to bow in your presence and ask for your hand to rest upon each and every one of us. We do understand that each and every one of us have our specific goals and purpose that you have called us to achieve, but we can do nothing without you. And so even now, we lean not to our own understanding, but we trust in you. In all of our ways, we acknowledge you. We speak blessings over our city tonight. We ask that you would keep and guard and protect us. We lift up our city leaders. We are thankful for the mayor, the vice mayor, and the councilmen, women and councilmen that sacrifice and stand and lobby for us to have a city that's thriving. We're so grateful for all of the people that work behind the scenes, and our firefighters, our chief of police, and our police department, and all the city employees and those who sometimes are not seen, but they're felt in our everyday living. But you said in your word, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face and turn from their errant ways, then you would hear from heaven, you would heal our land. God, we submit to you and ask that you to lead and guide us tonight as we come and reason together. We honor and respect as we make this prayer and supplication of every citizen of this building to pray to the God of their choice. And mine is in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Will you please join me as we recite the pledge? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So tonight we're going to celebrate as a City of Champions with a historic championship. Our very own Christopher Newport University cheer team are national champions, the first time in CNU program history. Yay. At this time, I would like to invite the CNU cheer team, along with their coaches, President Kelly, Angie, and members of City Council to the podium to read a proclamation. All right, it's a brand new podium, so let me work with it. Where's the proclamation? Do we have proclamation? Okay, perfect. The proclamation reads, whereas the CNU cheer team participated in the National Cheerleading Association College Nationals held in Daytona Beach, Florida, and whereas the CNU cheer team competed in the all-girl Division III category and delivered an exceptional performance, securing the first National Cheerleader Association Championship in program history, and whereas CNU's routine was the only one in the all-girl Division III finals to achieve 0 deductions, and their score ranked in the top 10 across all divisions, which included 170 teams from the NCAA Divisions 1, 2, 3, NAIA, and junior college levels of competition, and whereas the outstanding perseverance and skill demonstrated by the cheer team have brought pride and recognition to both CNU and the city of Newport News, now, therefore, I, Philip Jones, Mayor of the city of Newport News, do hereby congratulate and commend the Christopher Newport University cheer team for their outstanding accomplishment and for bringing home the very first NCAA national championship in program history. As a city, we'll clap there. So, as a city, we are extremely proud of our hometown university and our students. Keeping with tradition, we have one more item to display tonight with the proclamation. Can we have the Vice Mayor and Councilman Harris? Can you show us what's behind that cover? So just a few more things. So you will see this street sign displayed in the city in the coming months. We look forward to continue to celebrate your successes both in competition and in the classroom. President Kelly, please come up and say a few words.
Mr. Mayor, members of City Council, thank you so much for having us tonight. It is an honor and a privilege to be with you. We are so proud of our young ladies and our coach and all of our CNU supporters, both on campus and off. It is an honor and a privilege to be the hometown university for this All-America city. Thank you so much for having us tonight. And as always, go Captains!
Pause for one photo. So where do you want it? Right here? Tell us where. All right, I'm going to put this down.
All right, everybody scoot up.
Yeah, don't forget to scoot up.
Scoot up.
Where's the captain?
We don't want to cover up the side, right?
Rotate. Right there.
Delegate Green was working the last meeting. Like,
Good? Tom, you good? Yeah. All right.
Sip more water.
And I think we have some City of Champion coins for all of you. So thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Okay, we'll get started. Public hearings, page 4. Item E1 is request to adopt an ordinance authorizing zoning ordinance text amendment number Zulu Tango-2024-0004, amending and reordaining City Code, Chapter 45, Zoning Ordinance, Article 30, Off-Street Parking and Loading Regulations, and Article 32, Board of Zoning Appeals, to eliminate the minimum off-street parking requirements and allowances for parking increases and reductions. At this time, are there any speakers?
Yes,
We
there
have
are one.
one, John Watson. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for allowing me to speak today. My name is John Watson. I'm a resident of Newport News, and I'm advocating for the removal of minimum parking requirements citywide. A couple key points that I'd like to talk on is that minimum parking requirements decrease the availability of affordable housing and also hinder incremental growth and development in our community. The current minimum parking requirements directly reduce the availability of affordable housing, which doesn't seem like there would be a correlation there between parking minimums and affordable housing, but land is inherently valuable, and parking is an inefficient and costly use of that land. For example, building a parking garage in the United States costs approximately $20,000 per square space, and as a general rule, rent increases by about $100 per month for every $10,000 worth of development costs. A two-space minimum parking requirement for a two-bedroom apartment would directly increase monthly rent by $400 on average in just parking costs. These requirements also impede urban infill, prevent adaptive reuse of vacant buildings, and create significant barriers for developers. These requirements prevent developers or deter developers to adaptively reuse like vacant lots and instead push them to greenfield development sites in places like Suffolk and Chesapeake, where I'd much rather invite those developers to develop in Newport News. For example, if a potential entrepreneur wanted to convert a warehouse into a restaurant, that warehouse would have something like 4 spaces per 1,000 square feet, where a restaurant would require 20 spaces per 1,000 square feet. So it would require a very costly engineering miracle to create 16 spaces out of thin air. These current parking minimums stifle creativity and innovation. I believe that developers will invest in their community if they have the right incentives. We just have to give them those incentives. A couple benefits about removing minimum parking requirements include promoting urban infill and adaptive reuse of vacant buildings, allow developers the flexibility to respond to the demands of the community, encourage investment in the local economy, and foster a more equitable and sustainable urban environment. In conclusion, I believe that voting to remove minimum parking requirements is crucial for creating a more sustainable transportation infrastructure and a more livable Newport News. This decision promotes economic growth, reduces housing costs, and enhances the overall quality of life for our residents. I also believe that in combination with the recently approved accessory dwelling units, it creates a powerful tool for increasing the supply of affordable homes in Newport News. I urge you to consider voting to remove minimum parking requirements, and thank you for your time and consideration. Thank you so much.
Thanks, John. Well said. Motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Yeah, I would just say, I know with Councilman Long, I think this is extremely important for our city. Not only do we approve the ADUs, but in combination with reducing parking minimums and then building up on church land, it's how we have a pro-growth and a pro-housing mindset here in Newport News. So we appreciate all the hard work that's gone in this with staff. And with that being said, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 40, item E2 is a request to adopt an ordinance authorizing zoning text amendment, Zulu Tango -2024-0005, amending and reordaining City Code Chapter 45, zoning ordinance, Article 5, general regulations to add Section 45-539, fueling station requirements. At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to close public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 47, item E3 is a request to adopt an ordinance authorizing zoning ordinance text amendment, Zulu Tango -2024-0006, amending and reordaining City Code Chapter 45, zoning ordinance, Article 31, overlay zoning districts and regulations to add Division 12, Chestnut Avenue Corridor Overlay District. At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to close public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Item 4 is a request to adopt an ordinance granting conditional use permit number Charlie Uniform 2024-008 to Bishop Barry C. Nescut and Catholic Diocese to allow for the operation of an electric display sign in conjunction with the community facility on a 53.73 acre parcel located at 600 Harpersville Road, zoned R4, single-family dwelling. At this time, are there any speakers?
Yes, sir. One, Mr. Randy Dressler.
Mr. Randy Dressler.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, we are asking to have an EMC sign put in. We're going to remove the existing sign, install a new one, and I know we have to go through conditional use, so there are quite a few of these already on Harpersville Road. There's one across the street from Pollard's Floors. So is there any questions?
Is it any larger than the one you already have?
It's approximately the exact same size. Overall, you got the message center, and then you have the name of the school. So combined together, they're almost the exact same size as the existing.
I think we're good. Thanks, sir.
Okay, thank you.
At the time, is there a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 81, item E5 is request to adopt an ordinance authorizing and directing the city manager to execute a deed of lease by and between the city of Newport News and B&C Shoreside LLC for parcel 10 of the Newport News Seafood Industrial Park. At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 115, item E6 is a request to approve a resolution of the Council of the City of Newport News authorizing applications for boundary amendments of Virginia Enterprise Zone Number 3, Newport News South, and Zone Number 31, Newport News North, pursuant to the Virginia Enterprise Zone Grant Act. At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to close public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Motion to approve the resolution.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 121, item E7 is a request to adopt an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute all documents necessary to make offers to acquire by voluntary sale or condemnation portions of property for the Habersham Area Improvements Project. At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Consent agenda. Item F contains the following items. Page 127, minutes of the work session of October 8th, 2024. Page 169, minutes of the regular meeting of October 8th, 2024. Page 187, minutes of the special meeting of October 10th, 2024. Page 190, resolution of recognition honoring Natalie Ward Christian. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Items F1 through F4, all inclusive.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Next on our agenda, other city council actions, page 193, item G1, Mr. Manager.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Item G1 is a request for City Council to designate by motion the city's voting delegates and alternate voting delegates for the National League of Cities Annual Business Meeting being held on November 16th, 2024. I defer this matter to council for your consideration.
Councilman Long.
I make the motion that Vice Mayor Bethany and Councilwoman Vick serve as delegates for the NLC conference.
Can you designate one as voting delegate and one as the alternate?
Vice Mayor Bethany is voting delegate and Councilwoman Vick for the alternate.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 224, item G2, Mr. Manager.
Item G2 is a request to approve the resolution approving and adopting the city's legislative program for the 2025 Virginia General Assembly session. I recommend approval.
At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 239, item G3, Mr. Manager.
Item G3 is a request to approve a resolution adopting the 2024 Newport News Program for Public Information Plan as part of the city's participation in the FEMA Floodplain Management Community Rating System, or CRS as we refer to it. The PPI proposed for adoption is intended to deliver messaging to enable citizens of Newport News to make better decisions and take additional steps to protect themselves and their property from flooding. It will be monitored, evaluated, and revised as deemed necessary to improve its effectiveness. I recommend approval.
At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, I do. How is this information going to get out to the public? How are you planning to promote it?
Yes, I'd like to ask our Director of Engineering, Craig Gallant, to address council and respond to this question.
Yeah, good evening. Actually, that's part of the plan. It hasn't been implemented. We've got the committees in place right now, and there's discussions going on and how to best serve the neighborhoods throughout the city. So they'll be meeting on a regular basis, and each one, and it's going to be determined, it'll be to determine how's the best way to relate all the flood risk messaging throughout the city. So that is yet to be determined yet through the committees, through the
So
committee.
Do you have a timeline of when you want this implemented?
Yeah, well, we're hoping within, it'll be shorter, hopefully less than a year timeframe we have. I think the next time we're meeting may be within a 6-month period for the committee. So hopefully by then, see, this is the first step of it to actually approve the draft, approve this plan that's in place, and then we'll be moving forward with developing what that messaging plan is throughout the city.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Thank you. At this time, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you. Page 300, item G4, Mr. Manager.
Item G4 is a request to approve a resolution adopting the 2024 Newport News Repetitive Flood Loss Analysis Plan as part of the city's participation in the FEMA Floodplain Management Community Rating System, or once again, CRS. The plan identifies 126 repetitive loss properties in 20 neighborhoods throughout the city. It also includes strategies to reduce costs to both the National Floodplain Insurance Program and individual homeowners by mitigating flood risk. The plan will be monitored, evaluated, and revised as deemed necessary on an annual basis to improve its effectiveness. I recommend approval.
At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carried, 7-0.
Page 476, item G5, Mr. Manager.
Item G5 is a request to adopt an ordinance approving the assignment of the lease for Newport News Seafood Industrial Park, parcel 8A, from Fairlead Boatworks, Inc. to Fairlead Integrated LLC. The assignment of the SIP parcel 8A lease will allow the Fairlead Group to expand its fabrication division, Fairlead Integrated, to the SIP, resulting in increased employment and expanded equipment investment. I recommend approval.
At this time, are there any speakers?
Yes, sir. One, Mr. Kevin Morozov.
Mr. Kevin Morozov? At this time, is there any questions from City Council?
Yes.
We'll go Councilman Woodbury, then Councilman Vick.
I wondered, does this mean there will be more public access to buy the products?
The products are construction of steel structures for
Oh.
aircraft carriers for
Okay.
Newport News Shipbuilding. So it's just a better use of the property for our contract backlog.
I see. All right. Thank
Councilman Vick?
Kevin, I'd just like to say that, I live in that area of town on 6th and Ivy, and I am just so elated that Fairlead has come to our community, not only to be able to do the ship repair, but to be able to bring so many jobs to citizens who normally would not be able to get jobs because of transportation issues, but because you all are right there in the community. And of course, I do my walking at King Lincoln Park, so you probably see me out there. But to be able to know that people are getting empowered by Fairlead with the jobs that you provide, and that you're right in the community that has had the highest unemployment. So I just applaud you all the time for what you are doing in our community, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any further questions? All right, I think we're good. Tell Jerry I said hello.
Will do.
Thank you. Motion to adopt the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries, 7-0.
Thank you. Appropriations, page 481, appropriations, item H, Mr. Manager.
The first appropriation is a request to approve a resolution appropriating $4,915,323 of fiscal year 2024 state revenue and city revenue for various Newport News Public Schools capital projects. Projects include security enhancements, IT and equipment upgrades, building maintenance needs, elementary school playground replacement, landscaping, non-bus fleet replacements, and other improvements necessary for safety and to maintain school facilities. The second appropriation is a request to approve a resolution appropriating $12,800,000 from the fiscal year 2025 bonds authorized and unissued schools category to fund Newport News Public Schools capital projects. Appropriated funds will be used for the HVAC replacements, renovations to improve safety and security at school entrances, Warwick High School renovation design, and other roof and facility repairs. The third appropriation is a request to approve a resolution appropriating $50 million of fiscal year 2025 bond authorization, public buildings category, in support of the construction phase of the Southeast Community Resource Area, or SECRA project, which is Huntington Middle School and Huntington Recreation Center. The master plan for the SECRA project includes the construction of a 3-story middle school, bus loop, and multipurpose field and track on the school's property. The Recreation Center's property includes indoor and outdoor basketball courts, an indoor pool, a new library, a splash pad, tennis and pickleball courts, and an amphitheater. I recommend approval of all the appropriations.
At this time, are there any speakers?
No, sir.
Motion to approve item H1 through H3.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Councilman Long.
4.
Councilwoman Vick.
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury.
4.
Vice Mayor Bethany.
4.
Councilman Ely.
4.
Councilman Harris.
4.
Mayor Jones.
4.
Motion carries, 7-0.
Thank you. Citizen comments. Item I, citizen comments on matters germane to council. I will call each name in the order it appears in front of me. Michael McCabe. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Michael McCabe. I live in Newport News, and I'm here tonight to ask you guys about a matter concerning healthcare price transparency. In 2021, January 1st, 2021, a ruling came into effect from CMS, which is part of the Department of Health and Human Services, requiring all hospitals and healthcare providers to comply with the same price transparency legislation as any other business. For instance, you can't go to McDonald's and get your food, eat it, and then 2 weeks later you get a bill saying, oh, we charge $60 for the French fries. Price transparency is critical, but most hospitals, 3 years and 10 months later, still are not compliant with this CMS ruling. So what I would like to ask City Council to do is to enforce this. There's no need for court cases or extra legislation. The ruling has been made. The ink is on the paper. CMS's message is quite clear. But I would like to ask City Council to consider enforcing this simply because price transparency is critical in all elements of economics, healthcare, consumption, et cetera.
Well,
Councilman Woodbury.
Yes.
Yes.
Who is not complying with it? In other words, the hospitals or individual doctors or who?
Hospitals, clinics, basically everybody. There are probably only a handful of hospitals in the whole country that are compliant with it. The norm is non-compliance.
Is there a reason for that?
Because they can get away with it.
We'll take a look at it, sir, with
Thank
the
you.
attorney. Thank you. Shim Pendarvis.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Council. Of course, I am continuing the investigation of the homelessness and why it has been on the rise since the pandemic. Let me make sure I greet everyone. Hope everybody had a good day. When it comes to some of the people who work in human resources or just human services, you have some people who, let's just say, they put on a very good facade when it comes to caring about people. But when it comes to doing the work properly, compartmentalizing some of your emotions that you go through at home, whether it be an argument, whatever it is, even a person like me or someone who is on drugs, but homeless still deserves the same level of respect, care, and wherewithal with you doing your job from 9 to 5 or whatever the hours are. I have discovered that we have homeless kids getting up and going to school, but they're still homeless, as well as the sick thing, in my opinion, again, my opinion, of some of the counselors who just, they're not going to do their job. And since the pandemic, if we look at the way people have kind of been able to kind of smart off and do their job, or hey, I just got something done from 9 to 5, or hey, I just completed these hours from 9 to 5, there where I can bring a check home to my family, that still leaves out a lot of people that you really need to help. Also, without compartmentalizing your emotions, you will make a ignorant decision on some of the people that you encounter. So just shedding light on that. No, this is not about all of the directors because, like I said, some people put on a very good facade of I care about people. And then once someone like you guys walks off, it's a completely different conversation. So just want you guys to use proper discernment on the top level and as it trickles down to make sure you guys are hiring the right people. That way we can lessen the homeless problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Pastor John James.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Mayor, council, men and women. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Good. Everybody that's here. The last time I was here, I talked about how the churches and need to help support the homeless situation and what we can do and things of that nature. And we had some agencies that did step up and they are true to their core, and the reason why they are put in, that's an excellent reason why they're put in the right perspective place. I want to just name a few, like the food bank. They came, they agreed to bring food to the church. Pastor Camper Haskins, she helped lead that way so that the food bank can come and supply food in the area of Newport News where we reside at. Also, we have Fort Oaks. Director Kimberly Thomas, she stepped up and said that Fort Oaks would work with us in our programs so that we can help handle the small details that homeless people go through that nobody really looks at. I mean, yes, we get them covers, clothes, hats, socks, food, but then there has to be education, there has to be a reframing of understanding, because you go through some type of culture shock when you are once in a home with a family and then you're out in the street cold. Something happens to you and you have to restabilize or bring that back into the person's mind and heart that they can live and succeed at a level. Some people are getting beat down, and there's no way out of it, they feel like, and there is a way out of it. Like Mr. Pandora said, there was a family of 6 out in the streets right now. Nowhere to go. And they're going to come meet with me tomorrow. So I don't know how many churches went by there, but what I wanted to just say that our church is at 223, 34th Street, Newport News, Virginia, 23607. And I want to thank Alan Tanner, who is the property owner, who is allowing us to bring the church. It's not just my church, but it's other churches that's active and helping this cause. And we want the council to know that we are putting our efforts in forth. So if y'all can help us in any way possible, if we come to your desk with something, we just want y'all to help and provide that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Vick.
Yeah, I just have one thing. You know, I don't know if you know, do you know about the Brooks Crossing Innovation and Opportunity Center on around 30th and Jefferson Avenue, where they can go and get jobs, the connectivity to jobs and job training. They also have the connectivity with the Virginia Career Works program that connects people to jobs, because as you very well know, Pastor, that so many people, if they can get a job, they
Right.
can make their income and they will not have to be homeless. So what I implore you to do is be able to connect with the Brooks Crossing Innovation
Yeah.
Opportunity Center to be able to help them find employment, which will help them then be able to generate income so they can, you know, not be homeless.
I'm familiar with Brooks Crossing because I put my daughter, she got a job working for the congressperson this summer. So, yeah.
Great.
So I use Brooks Crossing, so I know about that.
Well, thank you.
But what we have to do is know about all the programs, so that, because there's people that don't know about them.
Right.
And that's where, if I'm boots on the ground
Exactly.
doing that, I need this information, and maybe that's where we all connect and share and put it out there, saying that, no, you're not alone, you're not by yourself, there are things here, 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 and here.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not me just saying that this is the answer. I know that there's stuff out there that I didn't, like, there's a program that they have out there called, I forgot what the name of it is. Oh, man.
Hampton Roads Workforce Council?
Huh? No, Time to Shine?
Chance
Chance to Shine. Yeah,
Chance to Shine. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so I'm hearing that's a great program that people
Right.
can step into and stuff like that. And then we have good stuff. Like we have, of course, we're going to help people with prayer and knowing God, but food, job search, housing, legal assistance, entrepreneur training, you know, if you want to start your own business. So just reframing the people's mind. You're not just, you fell into this situation. You're not permanently
Stuck,
in that
right.
situation. Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
John Watson. Okay. At this time, we now move to new business. We're going to let Vice Mayor Bethany go first.
Yep. We have a new member joining our team, so I have a motion. I move to adopt an ordinance authorizing the execution of an employment contract between the City of Newport News and Tammy Dantzler for the position of City Auditor. A copy of the ordinance is before you.
Second. Moved and seconded. At this time, is there any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Councilman Long?
4.
Councilwoman Vick?
4.
Councilwoman Woodbury? 4. Vice Mayor Bethany?
4.
Councilman Ely? 4. Councilman Harris?
4.
Mayor Jones?
4.
Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Mr. She is here. If you wouldn't mind, thank you so much for not only serving our country in the military, but also for choosing to serve the residents of Newport News. Councilwoman Vick put you on the spot. I didn't, I wasn't going to tell you had to speak.
It's always your time to shine.
First of all, I would like to say thank you. I am honored and humbled for you all trusting in me to become your first city auditor ever. I am a believer, so I trust God that He will guide me and direct me, and I will be able to do whatever you need me to do and to meet the expectations of the council. And I also want to introduce my husband, who is here with me, Mr. Daryl Dantzler.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
We're going to go back to the original order. Mr. Manager.
None, sir.
City Attorney.
Nothing, sir.
City Clerk.
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Harris.
Yes, and good evening to everyone, and thank you for everyone who came out on tonight to be a part of our public meeting. I just had a couple things real quick. I wanted to send a special shout out to the Victor program and Miss Latoya Wallace for their pop-up community cookout that they had out at the Grove and residential community in the North District, in which they brought an array of food, games, inflatables for the community, in which the young people had a good opportunity to come out and just enjoy some fun. And then they also had some resources for the families in the community that they typically would not be privy to. So that was amazing that they were able to get that information that was shared with them. So I want to thank the members of the Victor program for putting on that event. I also want to thank Dr. Sandra Cherry for inviting me out to the Chaplains of Newport News prayer event that they had on last Friday, in which I was able to be a part of the event, in which they, all the chaplains in Newport News who do a phenomenal job of being out there with the Newport News Police Department, Chief Drew, and they're often called out to traumatic situations just to pray a covering over the officers and any of those that were involved in an incident that may have occurred. They prayed over the community, prayed for our schools, prayed for the first responders. So that was a very phenomenal event that we had an opportunity to attend. And to Mr. Tommy Raymond, who was able to have his annual City Fest, in which a lot of our young people from the Hurricanes organization was able to participate. We had cheerleaders from the North District that went out there and did an amazing job during that event. I do have a young person I want to highlight on tonight. I want to acknowledge Adriana Sutherland. Adriana is an 8th grader. She's a scholar at Ella Fitzgerald Middle School. She's a member of the Hurricanes cheer and track and field teams. She enjoys hanging out with her friends and, of course, making TikToks, which almost everybody does. Well, young people, I still don't know how to do it. In the future, Adriana, she aspires to attend college on an athletic scholarship. And I just want to say congratulations to her. She's doing a phenomenal job, not just in her recreational activities, but she's doing a phenomenal job in the classroom. And as always, whenever I get an opportunity to get information on a young person doing great things in school, outside of school, I just want to let the city know about them. And so, Adriana, congratulations to you, and continue to do great things. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Long.
Always a pleasure to see people come out and speak about the different concerns that they have here in the city.
Want to mention that this Saturday, October 26th, at CNU Gaines Theater from 12 to 4, there will be a housing symposium. The title is Breakthrough in Housing, Uniting Communities. This is for anyone, wherever you are in your housing journey. This is meant to be workshops geared to providing the tools to empower you on whatever journey you may be in your housing choice. Also, I would like to congratulate Tammy Dantzler for becoming the new city auditor. Look forward to all the great work that you bring here to the city. That's all I have.
Councilman Woodbury.
Yes. As you all can see, I have my pumpkins on. I have my pumpkin earrings on. I am ready for Halloween. So I hope you are ready for Halloween, but I really want to emphasize that the most important thing is that it be safe and that you follow the rules. And I've got some candy at my house, so come on up. I'll be glad to share. But do be safe and do follow the rules. So thank you very much. Trick or treat.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilwoman Vick.
I just want to congratulate Ms. Dantzler and welcome to the city of Newport News, but to also let everyone know that elections are very important. We are coming very close on November the 5th, the election day, but we have 3 sites in Newport News. You can check out on the website, nnva.gov, to where you can go and vote early. So make sure you get out to vote. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilman Ely.
I just want to thank the Parks and Recreation Department for all they're doing with the youth basketball in the city. Was brought to my knowledge that youth basketball is free for citizens of Newport News, which has been overwhelming support from citizens in Newport News. They've been very excited to have it free. We'll be having a meeting for parents this Thursday at Achievable Dream Tennis Center from 6 to 8 p.m. Looking for coaches and players. The ages are 7 and 15. So if you are interested in bring your young child out, and it's co-ed, bring them out from 6 to 8 Tennis Center. And we still are looking for coaches. We had a meeting on Saturday. We had about 11 coaches show up. So we need about 10 to 11 more. No, we really need 12 because my mom thinks she's a coach. She came to the coaches meeting. She came to the coaches meeting and she already have 2 assistant coaches. And I said, Mom, what do you know about basketball? She said, I know about saving children's lives and being a mom. So I told her she could be a team mom. So we want that to be the last result. So if you are interested in being a coach, I beg you, I urge you, come out to the Achievable Dream Tennis Center this Thursday from 6 to 8. We also have Cornetta Wilmington coming to Downing Gross this Thursday from 7 to 8 to do a dance workshop. She used to practice in downtown Newport News. She was on tour recently with Beyonce. She's done 3 tours with her. She also one of Pharrell main dancers, and she also danced with Megan Thee Stallion. For her to come back to this area has made it dancing around the world, and countless TV commercials, ads want to give back to our kids at Newport News. It's for Newport News residents only, and it's free of charge. It's no free. So thank you.
Old people come?
I'm sure
I love to dance.
You can kick us off, Dr. Woodbury. So that is at Downing Gross this Thursday. Starts at 7 o'clock. And we're asking parents to bring your children around 6:30. And I also had the opportunity to attend the arts band performance at Todd Stadium. I would say our youth are doing amazing things in the arts in Newport News. They had a band performance. All the bands, high schools and some middle school bands were there. It was really good to see that. And great things are happening in Newport News. And once again, I'm excited about a new auditor we have. Thank you for coming over to Newport News, the best city. I know we got you from Norfolk, but welcome home. That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
I want to thank everybody for coming out for sure. Again, congratulations, Ms. Dantzler. We're looking forward to working with you. I do want to give a special shout out to Chief Drew and our code case unit, which, and Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't even a year old. And so I don't know if everyone saw in the news, we solved our first murder with the code case unit, and being able to provide closure to the family is paramount. And so I think I'm extremely grateful we invested in our department, and I'm grateful for the chief and the team. I had the opportunity to meet our code case unit team. They are working hard and diligent to provide relief to a lot more families. And so I'm looking forward to seeing the great work that they're going to do. And with that, that is all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. No big speeches. Just want to say, ma'am, welcome to the team. And John, appreciate the comments. And with that, we stand adjourned. Thanks.